This is Emily the Songbird, and today we're going to go over the main chords in the Crazy song. So we start out with that C major chord. So pointer finger on the B string on the first fret, second finger on the D string on the second fret, and the third finger on the A string. And then we move down as we do that walk down to an A7, which is super cool because it's not actually in that key of C, but it's a beautiful sound. And then we go to a D minor. So after that A7, second finger, I usually play second finger on the D string and then the ring finger on the B string. Then we go to that D minor. And you can walk that D minor down eventually to a D6 chord if you want. If you're not there, no worries. And then the G7 chord. And so pointer finger, when I go to the D minor, pointer finger is on the E string, the second finger is on the G string, and the ring finger is on the B string. And so we have this kind of little triangle thing here. So D minor chord, and then we walk that ring finger down, and then the pointer finger does a little bar, and then the pointer finger lifts up. And from that D minor kind of progression, we go to a G7 chord, pointer finger on the high E string, which can stay from that, when you have that D minor, just keep it there, and then move the second finger over to the A string on the second fret, and then the ring finger on the third fret, so G7. And then we go back to the C major, and then we go to a C sharp diminished 7 chord, which pointer finger is on the D string and the second fret, and then you skip over to the E string and the second fret, and then the ring finger is on the G string and the third fret, and then the pinky is on the high string. So that's C sharp diminished 7. If you, after we do that crazy for feeling so blue, C diminished 7, D minor 7, now we're in our D minor 7, and then we go to the G7, and then it repeats, that same progression repeats, and then at the end, and then someday you leave me for somebody new. So C chord, and then we bar that chord and move those two fingers down to the D string and the G string for the F, and then we go back to the C, and then a C7 with the pinky on that third fret on the G string, and then we go to the F chord, and you could either bar it like this, like the mini F there, or you can do the full bar. And if you do the full bar for an F chord, this is an E shape. We're just moving it from the from this. We're moving like we would play the E with that pointer finger, and the second finger would be moved over to the third fret, and we bar the full first fret. So you're essentially making an E chord. That first finger is, well, actually, let's do it this way. Second finger is on the G string, and then ring finger, and that's on the second fret, and then the middle ring finger is on the third fret on the A string, and then the pinky underneath it, and then you bar that full chord. So it's an E shape, and the beauty of that one is it's totally movable. So F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, right? Like, that's really good to get those movable chords when you can, right? And then back to the C, back to a C7, and then a D7 is a little triangle chord here. So you have the finger on the B string in the first fret, the second finger is on the G string in the second fret, and then you have your ring finger on the high E string, and you strum from the D string, and then that G7, and then the D minor 7 comes again to a G7. So there's a lot of going back and forth from this, that D minor 7 to the G7. The G7 7th chord often leads us back to the C chord. So that's a 5 chord in the key of C, G7, and it leads us back to that C chord. So that's, anytime you see those 7s, you may very well be resolving back to the 1 chord. So 1 chord, and then there's that A7. I think the only other part with chords is a C major 7, crazy on that crazy for trying part. Crazy for trying, and I'm crazy. So C major 7 is just, you know, essentially that F without the bar. Crazy for trying. And that E minor 7 there, E, G, B, B, C, D, and the D with that pinky if you want to play it. And then crazy on that D minor 7 for crying, C sharp diminished 7. I'm crazy for loving you. And yeah, essentially those are the chords that you need. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope you have a magical, musical, and miraculous day.